sit next to me.
Left side, yeah?
Hello. Welcome. Now I have the honor to moderate this session, and we're going to focus on sustainability for nuclear energy growth. And I'm going to give a little short intro of the subject before we have these great two speakers with us. And I think we heard a lot these days about how nuclear, as you could see on the newspaper we had at WNE yesterday, nuclear is back. But there are challenges, and some of you were listening in maybe when we had a representative from the Chinese government yesterday mentioning 53 more nuclear power plants in China before 2050. That makes in total, I think, somebody might correct me, but I think it was 125 nuclear power plants in total, just for China. So we're going to talk about now how the use of natural resources, of course, will be essential to sustain the expansion and at the same time ensure this is sustainably done, that sustainability is in focus. And I think also the growing demand for uranium is really important. Me working with fusion, I know tritium is a big topic as well. But we're going to focus now on nuclear and sustainability. And I would like to give a warm hand to our next panel participant, the Chief Strategy International Development Officer, Dastan Koshabayev. Welcome up on stage. Give him a warm hand. And from Orano, France, we have I would say the Vice President, you have to correct me otherwise, for Customer Strategy, Jacques Bedieu. Welcome up on stage. Please have a seat. Thank you. I was just mentioning uranium, and I mean, we're going to talk about the supply, we're going to talk about sustainability, and the growing demand. So welcome, both of you. Was your title correct there? Vice President, Customer Strategy? Please tell me. What is the correct title?
Sorry?
The correct title for you.
Alors, I am the Senior Executive Vice President for Sales and Strategy for the Orano Group.
Yeah, well, there we go. It's important, I notice here now also on stage, because all of you who are here, you really have the right to speak about this, and that's fantastic. And you have the knowledge. So if we start with you, Mr. Koshabayev, describe the current situation and your vision when we look straight into the uranium demand.
Well, thank you, Linda. I'm really pleased. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Before I proceed, I also would like to say big thanks to the organizers of the event, to Orano, and I'm really honored to share this stage with Jacques. Back in the days, I think Jacques was responsible for the biggest wave of Kazakh visits to France because he signed the invitation letters on behalf of Orano.
That's news. Did you do a press release?
Not yet, but we are planning. Yeah.
Okay.
With regards to your question, yes, that's an excellent question, and everyone's really concerned about that. We at Kazatomprom, to be honest, we are really happy with everything that's going on. To us, well, simply put, the future is bright either way. When we talk about the current situation on the market, everyone's talking about I think everyone agrees that the situation itself is promising in terms of the structural deficit rapidly approaching. A lot of people, a lot of industry analysts, agencies, and everyone, I think this is their view that going into the next decade, by the middle of the next decade, the deficit is expected to rise to at least 50,000 pounds. And it may quadruple to 200 million pounds by 2045. So to us, as the biggest uranium producer in the world, I mean, it's simply very exciting. In terms of what's happening right now, I think it is safe to say that uranium sells itself. It's pretty obvious if you try to go into the market, well, certain volumes are available. I need to speak with the commercial team, but I know they're busy around the clock and really like, for them, the challenge is not to sell. The challenge is not to sell and to keep these pounds to sell them later, basically. So that's the situation overall. And we at Kazatomprom, we're very eager to address this issue. For those following the company, they may know that we updated our development strategy last year, December 2024, and our top priority right now is the replenishment of the resource base and the rational use of our resource base. And for those also following the industry, if you read the IAEA's Red Book, it's pretty obvious that there is enough uranium in the world as we speak, but the problem is at what cost can you extract this uranium, basically? And this is what the issue is actually going on with the market. But I think Jacques could add to this further on. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll get back to that. A lot of things you said are highly interesting. I mean, if we look to, now you mentioned there was big news, but also on the role and when it comes to front end and the fuel cycling, I mean, mining, conversion, enrichment, I mean, there is a demand and a development of supply. Can you give us just a brief of that situation right now?
Yeah, thank you, Linda. But you know, the political ambition is to triple installed base capacity for nuclear. Well, as industrial, we're a little bit cautious, but even if we double this installed capacity, it means that the industrial and the supply chain will have to invest more than 100 billion euros by 2050 to develop capacity in mining, in conversion, in enrichment. But the good news is that it less take time to develop mines, conversion, and enrichment facilities than to build reactors. So if the producer get long-term contracts, there is no reason that will not be on time to feed this growth. Alors, just to complement on uranium what Dastan said, uranium maybe will be the most critical segment because in uranium you don't have only to build facilities, you have to find deposits to feed this growth. So you need to restart exploration. It was not done due to low price after Fukushima. So really, restarted exploration is key. And in Orano, we are increasing our exploration budget in different geographies. And beyond that, we have, of course, a portfolio of mining projects in Canada and also in Central Asia to continue to supply our customers. Now, for conversion and enrichment, technologies exist. So it's just a question of building capacities. So this will be subject to demand signal, like long-term contracts. But the market continues to adjust to the issue due to the war in Ukraine, with a bifurcated market, with OECD suppliers, which needs to increase their production for the OECD customer to get rid of Russian supplies. So that's why we have invested in our capacity, in our facility in Tricastin, in GB2, by expanding our production by 30%. And if you add what Urenco has done and what we have done in Orano, we have already replaced 50% of the Russian supplies. And as you know, as Orano, we have also a project in US with the HIKE project, and we have answered to the DOE bid, and we hope to be selected. For convention, it's maybe the most critical segment for the next decade, not for the very long term, but for the next decade. But I saw that some of our competitors have announced some project to increase production or to restart some facilities. So let's see when the final investment decision for this project will be taken.
Thank you. I mean, now you mentioned this, your cooperation with Orano, but I know you have a lot of new projects coming up. And before we get into the sustainability part, I would really like to hear about your ambition and efforts there.
Yeah, thank you. This is an excellent question as well. In terms of the new projects, basically, well, as I've said, the replenishment of the resource space, and that implies that we're going to go into the geological exploration in Kazakhstan and explore the existing deposits, maybe find something new. On top of that, we've included into our development strategy certain provisions that would enable us to go international. So currently we are reviewing certain projects overseas, like outside of Kazakhstan. That's mostly uranium mining. But also, we have certain ambitions in terms of conversion and enrichment. We are reviewing our options, but essentially this all boils down to guaranteed demand. If we'll be able to secure a long-term guaranteed demand, then we'll proceed with these endeavors. And these are very exciting times. Going back to the previous question, I forgot to add that the momentum is there, and we're seeing it like worldwide across all the political institutions, financial institutions. Everyone's really eager. So I think now is the time when the words will result into actions, basically, and let's wait and see. Hopefully this will all lead to certain results. So yeah, we are really happy and eager to proceed further.
Yeah. So for Kazakhstan, I mean, as a country, of course, this is a very important area, but looking into also the world's demands now on sustainability and, I mean, the whole, it's really focused on also just as the decarbonization, but also looking into the different factors when it comes to mining. How does Kazakhstan work with that sustainability aspect when it comes, for example, to uranium?
Well, for those who visited our mines, and they get visited a lot, it's obvious that there is almost no environmental impact on our operations because 100% of what we produce is done through in situ recovery, in situ leaching. So basically, you just see a lot of pipes and holes, and the uranium is extracted through usage of sulfuric acid mixed with water, and you get the pregnant solution, and you use chemical processes in order to extract uranium. So, and if one sees our ESG ratings at Kazatomprom, they're one of the best ones among the industry peers in Kazakhstan or operating within the industry itself. So I think it is safe to say that we're very environmentally friendly, and we're very happy with that, and we are planning to pursue this as well.
Thank you. So going back to you now, Mr. Pétu, if you're looking at, I mean, we talked about the back end and, you know, the fuel now. I mean, your vision on fuel reprocessing and recycling and the best in the world of that, how would that look like? Or is it already looking like that, the management of these natural resources, from your perspective? How do you envision it?
Yeah, thank you, Linda, for your question. But we have seen that if we want to have this growth of nuclear, there will be a huge increase in natural uranium production. So looking at sustaining nuclear energy in the long term, development of reprocessing and recycling capacities, limiting or even eliminating the need for natural uranium resources will have more and more value for economic reasons or for sovereignty reasons. Thus, various countries which have large fleet like Russia, China, France, Japan are currently reprocessing and recycling their spent fuel. And even the US have recently moved their position. I don't know if you have seen the executive order of President Trump 2 months ago, but it opens the way on the reprocessing and the use of fuel with plutonium. So that's really an issue for a lot of countries wanting to develop their nuclear. And today in France, thanks to our recycling policy, EDF saves 25% of its natural uranium needs. And the objective is that by 2050, EDF will save 40% of their natural uranium needs thanks to reprocessing recycling. The advantage of recycling is indeed to reuse 96% of the nuclear materials contained in the spent fuel. The four other percent are final waste. And the other advantage is to reduce this final waste by a factor 5 in terms of volume. So in this regard, Orano strategy, backed by the French industry and the French government, is to ensure the long-term continuity of our reprocessing in France, to reprocess and also to do MOX fuel. And so we have this Aval du Futur program, and we invite you at our booth to see what it is exactly. We have this program to renew our facilities to be able to recycle until the end of the century. And last but not least, the French Nuclear Committee Policy has asked us to propose a roadmap. So when I say us, it's the French nuclear industry, so Orano, EDF, CA, and Framatome, to propose a roadmap to go forward toward the full closed cycle. So it means that at one point of time, we don't need natural uranium anymore.
So going back to you now and talk a little bit more about Kazatomprom, when you look into future challenges and future possibilities to wrap up, what do you see the nearest 5 to 10 years for you?
That's an excellent question. I think in order to be brief, I'd like to quote this proverb, the saying that if you want to go fast, you have to go alone, but if you want to go far, you have to do it together, or you have to do it like with someone along. Basically, in the nuclear industry is like a big family, a confined space, and I think we should all just cooperate together in the spirit of partnership and mutually shared goals towards like brighter and prosperous future for everyone. In Kazakhstan, we have 14 mining entities, 12 of which are JVs, and various entities coexist peacefully and cooperate fruitfully in Kazakhstan, and I think that's a testament to that.
And going back then to you, 5-10 years, I mean, now you're going to do a press release, I guess, later today, but if you look into 5-10 years, what does it look like for you, Orano? What do you think?
Alors, in fact, maybe we have three strategic axes. The first is to deliver at the right cost, the right level of production and the right quality to continue to deliver our customers. The second strategic axis is to catch business opportunities. So I've mentioned mining, development of new mines, but I've mentioned also our enrichment project, and especially the one in US. And our third axis is to develop our back-end program, so Aval du Futur, to continue to have this responsible policy in terms of recycling, reprocessing, and reducing the volume waste, and continue to as an act of sovereignty for France.
It was great having you here, and I know you've been to Sweden, to Gothenburg. Will you come to Stockholm now? It's a nuclear family, you said.
Yeah, of course, I'm willing to.
Well, great to see you here. Hopefully see you again in 2 years at WNE here 2027. Thank you so much. Give them a warm hand. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we will be back in 15 minutes with another panel, so please stay with us. Thank you.